this book is not just a book that I put together, but it's a book that draws on many people, and it's a collaborative work. And there are many different authors in the book, and they bring their expertise. We tried to find women and men who were scholars on a particular individual to write on an individual woman, so they could bring their expertise to that table. There are women we found that nobody knew anything about, and so that was a new woman to put forward to the table. So in terms of determining who got in the book, we consulted with English scholars, historians, biblical scholars, European scholars. We asked them what their wish list would be. So trying to find these women has been a challenge. I mean, if you don't know who the woman might be, and you don't have the name of the book she wrote, how do you find the woman? And that has been a huge challenge, and drawing on the resources of many people have enabled us to come up with sort of a list of women to include in the book. I think the breakthrough, certainly my research began, we were looking for women, but I focused on the 19th century, and finding women who wrote on the Bible in the 19th century was a really interesting challenge. And one of my research assistants had a brilliant idea after the British Library digitalized their holdings. So we went to their website, we typed in the year 1800, typed in Bible as subject and Mrs. as author, and all of a sudden we started to find books written by women that we would have never found before. So then we thought, well, this is working, Mrs. is working as author, maybe we should try women's names. So we typed in Mary and Elizabeth and Margaret, and all the common 19th century names, and we found names of books written by women. And then we found, once we had the names of the books, we had to find the books to see if they were worth remembering. And so we used interlibrary loan, used bookstores, and now more and more these books are becoming accessible because you can access them on Google Books, for example. So many of the writings of women are now accessible in a way that they weren't before, and that will make the task of recovering women's writings much easier for the future. So I think, why was this book not written before? In some ways it was because we didn't know how to write it before. You couldn't just go into the British Library and say, I'm looking for a book written by a woman. I don't know who that woman was or what the name of the book was. You couldn't possibly find the book. But now we can find those kind of books. So that makes it exciting. And once a book is digitalized, you can search the book. So that opens up all kinds of possibilities. So you type in, you want to find out more about the history of the interpretation of Rahab. You've got a book by a woman, so you can type in Rahab to see if she wrote on, if this particular woman wrote on Rahab. So new areas of research are opening up all the time, which is very exciting.